Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the AEF Season 3. My name's Root Negative, and tonight we're going to see Voyage. I'll try that again. Le Voyage against Mavericks. So this game will be an interesting one. Mavericks are battling along mid-table at the moment, and Le Voyage have had a pretty straightforward run. They're currently on top of the table, I believe, having given up only one game thus far, and that was to Mamani Tangos last week. So now into the draft. My draft analysis, I cut it a little bit short today because I was eating dinner. Deal with it. and this draft, I really like this draft from Mavericks. You can see what they're trying to do. They've got a lot of synergy between their heroes, and you know, the Puck Dream Coil, Magnus RP, Winter Wyvern, Winter's Curse. You know, it works so well together, all three of them. And then they've gone for the Luna. Now, I believe the Luna, they probably picked this because of the Weaver. Normally you'd see something along the lines of a Juggernaut to pair up with Magnus. However, they're clearly looking at dealing with this Weaver, and the Luna, it does a little bit better against it than, say, the Juggernaut. And also a fairly strong stats-based carry. Generally speaking, when you pick Magnus, you want to have a stats-based carry, so that in power does as much. If they're not a melee hero, then, you know, at least buffing their damage as much as possible. So this should be the 4 position, I believe, the roaming hero for Mavericks. Le Voyage, it looks like it's going to be... Well, actually, I don't even know. Are they going to roam the Clockwork, or are they going to roam the Earth Spirit? They're going to go Disruptor. Very nice against the Weaver, who wants to get in there. Fairly short-range hero. Earth Spirit, who's going to roll in and will cook Clockwork, who's going to hook in. You're going to see Zeus. Okay. Interesting. This is one of the first times I've casted Zeus in 7.07. Indeed, I think it is the first time I've personally casted it, so this will be interesting. I believe there's a slight MMR difference between the two teams. I know that Le Voyage are very, very high in terms of MMR. I think around the 6k mark, whereas Mavericks, I think, are 4 to 5k. So it'll be a question of which team plays better together. We're going to have Cozy on the Disruptor, Pandara, the Luna, Nova Lau is going to take the Puck, Scroats is going to be Magnus, and Hawkeye is going to be on the Winter Wyvern, Obi, the Ancient Apparition, Vey, the Weaver, Hobo Dragon on the Earth Spirit, Keith on the Zeus, which leaves Merchant going to be tanking the Clockwork. And let's get this game underway. The very nice thing about Le Voyage's draft is their kill potential across the map. You know, once Obi and Keith have 6, you know, these heroes will die to an Earth Spirit gank or a Clockwork gank. The pickoff is very, very strong. You know, the Earth Spirit rolls in, gets a bit of control onto a hero, the Ice Blast flies in, and then the Thunder God's Wrath to finish them off. Deal the remainder of the damage required. Okie dokie. So no smoke to start with. Normally we've seen teams hold the smoke until they're, you know, down about here, because the smoke duration isn't quite long enough to get you into the enemy jungle. See Keith go straight for a bottle. He's gone Pool Tangos and 2 Iron Branches. Interesting. What else have we got? Looks like Vey's going top with Merchant coming bottom. If that's the case, they're expecting an aggro tri-lane, and well, they're going to walk up the high ground, and they've gone Lunar Blessing level 1. Merchant is going to get spotted, and he's going to be in trouble. He's going to head for the river. He's going to cog them back, and, well, that's that gank, I think. What, the glimpse? The glimpse? No, not enough. Space created. So Merchant lives, does his job, pops the smoke, and we're just going to see Tango go either way, just like normal. Ever since the change to rune spots, this has just been the way it is. Very, very hard to get in there and contest the rune. He might try and cogs this. Merchant, he's a player. He's a player. He got it! What a nerd. And now he's in. I'm not sure that was worth. Scroats is going to go over the high ground. Try and get him. Arctic Burn was on cooldown. There's the cogs again. And Merchant is just memeing right now. Hope a dragon is in the trees. Wonder what he's waiting for. Scroats going to TP top. And it's going to be Scroats v Obi Vey. And then Hawkeye Pandara. Myself against Merchant with Cozy just hanging mid. Going to give Nova Lau an easy start. And, well, that's could be problematic. Oh, the courier. Well, that's a great start for Mav. Keith did get his bottle. I'm not sure they get this kill. Maybe they do. Go to Roshan, son. Deny yourself. He's looking for the ancients. They're not there. They haven't spawned yet, son. That's why I said Roche. Mistakes were made. Decisions were regretted, and Nova Lau is going to man up on Keith, who's playing against the two of them. Nova Lau might just feed here, though. Oh, very nice block for Cozy. And Nova Lau is going to get away with this one, and that's going to be a double. Cozy with the attack move, very nice. And, well, it's all happening here in the middle lane. I feel like Cozy panicked. He's like, oh no, I need to deny. He's got too much damage. And then all of a sudden it was like, well, the ancients aren't there. They haven't spawned yet, son. The Merchant's got to have pretty good time down here, I think. There's not really too much they can do against the Clockwork. He's just going to get a little bit of farm, a little bit of XP, and if he dies once or twice, it's probably unsurprising, but he'll get some, is the point. He'll get some out of the lane. He still has a TP scroll, so he can play around with Hawkeye here a bit. Okey-dokey. Oh, Arcane Rune for the Zeus. That's the dream. And we've got 2 in Arc Lightning. Now this is interesting, right? Because we'll see what kind of skill build he goes. Nova Lau doing a nice job phase shifting those the Arc Lightning spam. Let's get some last hits up. And Keith is doing really well at the moment. He's got lots of last hits and looking pretty. He's got his boots finished. He's going to go into the Soul Ring as well. I'm very interested to see what Keith does in terms of skill build, items. He actually had his bottle cancelled there, so that's a little bit unfortunate for him. Scroats is tanking the creeps outside a tower right now. Robo Dragon is up here top at the moment. He makes a crack at him. Sorry, Scroats. That CS was impossible, dude. There's no way you get that without a Quelling Blade. It's not happening at all. Go back mid. See how this matchup is going. Nova Lau, nice and healthy. Double null tally. Working on the bottle now. While Keith has nearly got his Soul Ring finished. A little bit to go. Imagine that as the levels get higher, if Nova Lau maintains his health, then he should be able to get some kills on the Zeus. But I think if he gets low, he might become vulnerable to some Respirate Roam. Ooh, this is going to be a double up top. Ouch. The Cold Freak proc is pretty handy. I believe that was Hobo Dragon's kick. The Boulder Smash. So it made that happen. Well, Pandara's Get lots of farm down here. Ooh. Merchant is in a lot of trouble. There's 3 heroes. And that's going to be another death. So that's the 2 deaths I was talking about. And with the rotation in, it's put a little bit more pressure on this lane. And he's going to be thinking twice about coming back down here, because you really don't want to get the Luna too much of a head start, because you haven't really got a hard farmer that will, you know, keep even with or even get back in front of. The only way a Weaver would out-farm a Luna is with lots and lots of kills. And even then, it's probably a close thing, because the Luna, with the glaive, she just has the ability to rinse the jungle very quickly. Can push buildings very quickly as well. It just turns into a lot of net worth very, very fast. Whereas the Weaver is more fighting and pushing based rather than farming. And the pushing power comes from the kind of murdering heroes before you get there. So bottle finished for Nova Lau, 6 online, and Keith is only level 5, but he does have the level 3 lightning bolt, so he is going to hurt like a bitch. Meanwhile, top lane, Ray is just doing Weaver things, getting in under the tower. The mobility offered by Sakuchi, you can do that kind of thing. Nova Lau is thinking about it. Misses Keith with the illusory orb. Looks like they are thinking about making a move here. Nova is going to he's going to spot out Obi here. He's going to Dream Coil him as well. He's going to TP. There's the glimpse cancel. Very nice there for Cozy. And well, this is a dead ice cream cone.
Strange time to hibernate.
Merchant taking the right clicks from Hawkeye, who's gone 2 in Arctic Burn. And 2 in Splinter Blast. Very aggressive build, this. Probably the way to play the hero. I played it the other day and I sucked terribly. We're going to see Wraithband, Magic Wand, into Dragonlance for Pandora. Stats, stats, stats. Everyone loves stats. It's a shame that Lunar Blessing isn't base damage. That would just make the Lunar Magnus combo very, very strong. So the Snow Cone is hanging around. Really, they're predicting Nova Lau to get a little bit feisty here in this mid lane now that he's got his 6 and things are going well for him. Keith has got 6 as well, so as soon as someone drops low across the map, they are going to die. So this ward spots out the courier. Oh, there's the go. And Keith might just die here. He is pretty tanky for Zeus. Hobo Dragon gets glimpsed away. And Nova Lau still looking for it. He can't find it. Meanwhile, Magnus dies again. Scroats is up to his usual trick, feeding.
What have we here?
Pandora, he's creeping. He's looking for the Eclipse. Ooh, just misses. He bails out there as quickly as he can, and Nova Lau's got a DD, so Hobo is probably dead, I would say. More than likely. From downtown. And Dara says, that's my kill, I'm the carry. It actually looks like he's going to change his mind and go for the Morbid Mask. Okay, he's putting the hurt onto Hawkeye right now. Scroats does have RP. Don't think they have the damage really to follow up on this, and Jesus, Spade does some damage. Keith tries to KS it, but it's actually Merchant down bottom that's going to get a solo kill onto the Luna. And
Mega kill.
Yep. Dear. Fun and games. They're just going to continue diving this. They really can't stop. Oh, this is going to be like a 9-minute ultra for Vay. Yep. So, as I was saying about net worth, only through lots of kills. And Vay He's certainly getting that right now. Hobo Dragon's going to get coiled up. Obi gets the very nice interrupt there by Pandara.
A double slaughter.
Might wish to retract your last move.
Dire's top tower is about to take the plunge.
Dear. And Vay learns not to ping good game. Currently,
Tower is under attack.
Cozy doesn't have his Q, so he can't really glimpse people back. He really needs some help with vision, and he's going to get run at. This Clockwork is level 7, so he is quite the tanky little bugger, and he's just going to kill off Cozy there. Space is being created right now. Scroats is keeping him penned in, so it just depends on which way Merchant wants to go. And with Tranquil Boots, off we go. Meanwhile, top, it's the Luna getting kills. So, I don't think you live through this one, Hawkeye. No, you don't. Vay just doing work up here. This is turning into a nightmare, this Weaver. I do have a lot of good solutions for him. However, they all seem to be rather long in their cooldown. Ooh, Merchant is just running at nerds right now.
Dire's top tower.
The tread's finished on Nova Lao. Just a bit of extra tankiness, attack speed, it's all very good.
Dire's top tower.
Interestingly, no casual Blightstone on the Vay Weaver. It's on straight tankiness, treads, which is a ton of damage. With Sakuchi and Gemini attack, it's you hit rather hard. Cozy just leeching a little bit of XP down bottom here, and we'll check back in with Keith. He's going for the Bloodstone. Okay. He's gone 2 in Arc Lightning, max Lightning Bolt, and 2 in Static Field. Okay. He's got 4 assists so far, and that's just to be expected with Zeus, really. You just pick up assists. And it, ooh, gross. It looks like Hobo Dragon will pay for his sins. Actually, there's a Veil finished on Nova Lao. That's pretty incredible. Oh, very nice for Nova Lao, but the return killer's there, and Hawkeye Pierce is in a world of hurt now. He's not going to live through that. Le Voyage turn out big, and two heroes die with their big abilities on cooldown. Meanwhile, Vay's just like, well, if you nerds are going to fight bottom, I'm going to split push top.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So no blink yet for Scroats. He really didn't get enough space for that. Died 5 times top. That's that's impressive. On average, he's been dead every. He's died once every 2 minutes. He's gonna like that stat. Anyway, Hobo Dragon getting a bit of deep vision in for Vay here, who is still. He's gonna take this tower actually. Nice deny for. He's gonna miss the Ice Blast. However, oh, what? Plus 20 mana break. Holy shit. That's ridiculous. So yeah, as I was saying, Veil of Discord, very nice on the puck. Gives you some good stats, bit of armor, which is always nice, and also gives you some extra damage to all the nukes that you've got. Right now, Pandara's just trying to do what he can to farm up here, and the Merchant's not going to let him get away with that, that's for sure. No farming of Ancients here. And this is a bit problematic because Cozy is only level 5 and it's already 14.5 minutes here. It's that's bad. They really need that Disruptor 6. Help deal with the Weaver. Lock him down, do some damage. Prevent him from running around and just murdering murdering the supports. Both teams are starting to group as 5 now, and we're going to see some objectives be taken. Vay is bottom. Well, Vay is mid now, TPing in from bottom.
Tower won't last long.
It's mass TPs across the board. Mav are going to back up.
Dire's bottom tower is about to flounder.
The Merchant's alone up here. I don't know if he's seen this coming. They're going to smoke up here in the Dire Woods. Merchant's going to get spotted by the creep wave. They're going to get behind him. And this is going to be rather painful for him. He does have his Blade Mail. He jukes away to the north immediately. He is very, very tanky. This Ice Blast going to hit it 3. And with the Zeus ult, there's that's a lot of damage being done. Pandara's in the world of hurt right now. Looks like Vay's going to ignore him for the moment. Hawkeye's there. He's going to Winter's Curse up the Weaver to try and hold him back. And there's the Eclipse. No vision on the Weaver, so all of those Eclipse beams just completely whiff. And Vay is godlike at 16 minutes. He's going to try to TP out his Pandara, but he's not going to make it. Nova Lau is going to try and TP as well. He will not make it. Hobo Dragon misses the kick. And,
middle tower is under attack.
well, that's interesting. The combo, though, the Zeus ulting straight after the Ancient Apparition Ice Blast hits, it just guarantees a lot of damage. Anyway, that's the Soul Booster done for the Zeus Arena, so he's almost got his Bloodstone, only a few more creeps and he'll be there. He's gone 25% XP gain as well, interesting. Very, very interesting. As I was saying earlier, I haven't seen any Zeus.
Radiant's bottom tower is staggering. Like a drunk sailor.
And he blocked that camp. It's 170 arc lightning damage. Shit, that'd be pretty good. Dare say he goes Ags. We've seen a lot of Zeus Ags. The Nimbus is very, very good, especially combined with the mini stun from the lightning bolt. So very, very good. So Marchand is very, very farmed, I would say, and he's most of the way to an Ags already.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And Scroats, on the other hand, is not. He's a long way from his blink. Nova Lau is coming. Nova Lau does have a blink. Dream Coil on 2. Very nice play from him, and he's going to get the it's only going to hit on 1. He got interrupted by something. I don't know what. And meanwhile, Vay is getting kills elsewhere on the map. Nova Lau still in. Marchant is very, very tanky though. I don't think they can really do much against that. And well, there's the hookshot in. The fight is on now. Keith is rocked up with his Bloodstone. He's going to deal the deeps. Oh, the interrupt. And just because he's going to hit onto Hobo Dragon, that's not really going to do much. It's just going to hold him back. And the Rocket's going to give vision for Keith to finish it up. And that's 17 Bloodstone charges. All of a sudden, this game is getting out of hand. Not the fight they were Mavericks were looking for here in the bottom lane. Going to result in the Zeus getting, just getting a lot out of that, really. Even though he hasn't got any kills, you know, just the nature of Zeus with the Thunder God's Wrath, you're going to get a lot of assists, a lot of kill involvement, and 17 Bloodstone charges, very, very nice. Just gives him the ability just to spam spells like crazy. Desolator finished for the Vay Weaver as well, so he hits like a fucking train. And this tower is just gone, I think. There's nothing really they can do with both RP and Winter's Curse on cooldown. And the other thing is that Pandara just really isn't ready to fight. BKB is still a ways off. I would say at least 4 or 5 minutes away, and I don't think Le Voyage are going to give them that space to farm up that item. It could be a game changer. Even still, just completely taken over the dire secret shop area. See Zeus, yeah, working towards that Ags as I suspected that he would. This Zeus is going to be quite the little tank. Here comes the push mid. Vay is geared up and ready to go. The Desolator just makes these structures a piece of cake to take down.
Dire's middle tower is drowning.
There we go. That's all she wrote about that one.
Dire's middle tower has
Good news is, Scroach now has a Blink Dagger, so he could potentially find a good RP, and if he does, well, Pandara should be able to do a fair bit of damage. It's like Le Voyage are going to back up though. Push out the waves and get their map control into a good spot so that they can then perhaps look for Roche. I dare say with a high MMR team like this, that's probably the move they're going to make. They're going to look to push the lanes out, get Mavs back in their base, and then make a move from there. We're going to see 2 smokes. A bit of smoke on smoke action, and they're going to pass like ships in the night, straight past one another. Mavs knew exactly where they were, and well, yeah, that's not going to work out, is it? Whereas Le Voyage looking to take that fight on the dire side. Merchant has found them though. He's going to blink in, and wow, that's a lot of damage. That's 2 heroes dead without doing anything. Overlow, he's going to get some spells off, but he's going to die so fast. There's so much damage on him. Holy shit! That was a buck. He's dead now. Meanwhile, Pandara's getting kills on Merchant. And it looks like the puck was taken out by the Earth Spirit. I believe the Earth Spirit, that was a yeah. So the initiation was just very, very good from Merchant. He jumped in, got it on 2 heroes, and well, they both exploded before they could do anything. That's not what you want to see. You want to see your supports at least casting their spells before they die. But they got precisely nothing off. Luckily, it is still early in the game, and the respawn timers are very, very short currently. Though we want to do something about this and take a good fight here shortly. Can I check what their smokes are?
Double
No.
damage.
Doesn't tell me. They really need Scroach to stand up here and get an RP on at least 2 heroes, if not 3 or 4. 19 Bloodstone charges for the Zeus Arena. He's nearly got his Ags finished. Should be very, very good for him. He's got the static full damage as well, rather than the movement speed. And this Roche is just going to be a free Roche by the looks of it. Nova Lau is going to scout it out. Merchant, meanwhile, on the back line, creating space, and well, that's Cozy is just dying in these. Nova Lau's going to go as well. Coiley's going to stun Hobo Dragon. They're not going to get Hawkeye. He's going to TP away. They've got to find a way of getting these initiations off. Maybe it's time for a casual Helm of the Dominator on the Luna. Try and block some of these hooks in. Help the supports out. It's a hard game right now, though. And here comes the push. Vay has the Aegis, so potentially you'll have to kill the little shit 3 times if he gets time lapse off. Merchant doing a great job scouting the high ground right now. And he's nearly got an Ags finished.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Really been the Vay and Merchant show this game. Between the two of them, they have just created absolute mayhem and been very, very hard to handle. Obi has a Midas done as well, which is very nice. Always great when you're playing not Winter Wyvern, Ancient Apparition, that you Midas. Makes you very, very happy. Okay.
I'm in your debt.
Right now, it's just the siege. They're trying to chip away at this tower, get it down. They've still got plenty of time on the Aegis. Some 2.5 minutes, I believe. Oh, there's the RP from Scroats. He goes. He wants it into the Static Storm. It's a very, very nice combo. But Merchant breaks it up. And wow, the team fight back the other way. It comes in hard and smashes them in the face. They're not going to win this one. This is definitely Le Voyage's fight. Hawkeye Pierce, he's going to get the Winter's Curse off. But that's just so that he can run away. But he's not going to be able to run too far. Vay lets him live this time. Nova Lau shows up. I don't think they... I don't think you want to fight that one, bruh. Vay hits like a train. Marchant hits the rocket flare perfectly. Very well timed, and I think this is just game. If Vay ever wants to stop, well, Vay's dead, so... That effectively stops the push, because you have a Zeus right-clicking buildings. Which is like, so what? A Nova Lau off the buyback. He's going to go looking for some heroes. He probably will find Obi, I would say. He's trying to juke around the Nova Lau against the return kill. So, all things considered, even though it was a disastrous fight, well, okay, it's going from bad to worse for the Voyage. So they're going to get another one here. Boyle is going to break there, and that's, well, that is very, very, very interesting. Because it was a great fight, right? And Le Voyage got everything they wanted, and Vay kind of got stuck off to the side in the trees here. He couldn't get back out and return to his team and help them push objectives. So all things considered, this is excellent news for Maz, because out of everything that we've learnt, so long as you have racks, you're fine. And well, Scroats is going to feed again. Oh, there goes the courier. Vay's going to pick up 2 on the way through. And, well, Nova Lau isn't going to get out either. And Vay is just running train right now over Mavericks. The game is just broken wide open. It's going to be a Lincoln Sphere for the little Weaver. Luckily, they can't break the backdoor protection yet. There's not quite enough damage on the Weaver. In goes Merchant. He wants Hawkeye, and well, yeah, okay. It's 11-4 on the clockwork. He's got his Ags finished, so that great short cooldown on the hook shot. 12 seconds, in you go. Yeehaw. I feel like this game is just straight up over. The Pandara Luna really hasn't done anything. He does have the BKB, but at the moment, Vay's just bringing so much deeps that very, very hard game. It was a nice initiation from Scroats, but you know, it's almost too little too late. He needed to hit that 2-man RP kind of 10 minutes ago. The Rocket just keeps scouting him out, keeps making sure he can't get the jump. I'd even consider a solo RP onto the Vay Weaver just to try and, you know, slow down this push, because otherwise the tower's going to go. Nova goes in, he's going to get stunned. BKB's triggered from Pandara. Vay gets the time-lapse off. Merchant gets in the back lines and interrupts the Scroats initiation. The Nova Lau, he's going to die on the side there. No way he gets out there. And the kick hits on the Scroats, and he hasn't got anything off. He's silenced as well. Pandara's trying to fight, but the BKB's down, and so is the Eclipse. So he's not going to be able to do much apart from run. Cozy's trying to juke around. They've got the Weaver in the Static Storm, but he's not going to care, actually. He's just going to man up and go through it. The Winter's Curse hits, and it's ripping apart the clockwork. He's fine. Who's kidding? And he's way too tanky for that. Meanwhile, Vay is zoning them back into the well, trying to create space for his Zeus to right-click buildings. Really. Hawkeye's doing what he can to de-push the wave here, but that's not going to do much at all. They take that building, and now they're going to move towards the bottom lane and the final lane of racks here for Mavericks. And yeah, it all comes apart when your Magnus can't hit the RP that he needs to. Nova Lau went in, and there was no follow-up because Merchant just completely cut off the backlines and isolated Nova Lau in the fight, leaving him high and dry and without anything coming in after him.
Has fallen.
As I said earlier, it has been the Merchant and Vay show. Probably more the Merchant show now with his performances in these recent fights. He's just he's lighting it up right now. Zeus ult's just going to scout, see where they are. Does have the Nimbus if they find somebody, so he can still deal deeps from across the map. That's really what the Zeus is there for. And Keith really hasn't done much this game. He's just kind of pressed R occasionally, pushed creep waves, and that's been it. Mavs, they're going to go for a smoke. This is a very, very unlikely to succeed smoke. They don't really have any vision across the map, and they don't know where Le Voyage is. They're scanning right now, but they're going to struggle to find anyone, really. The creep waves as well. Look at the creep wave positions. They're all pushed in hard against the Dire base, so very, very hard to smoke into the enemy team and find a good fight. Merchant has bots. Jesus, that's a farm clock road. He's got 300 less net worth than his mid laner. Damn. Oh, Merchant! He pokes with the shot. They really need to combo up again. They almost got a great fight earlier, but they comboed the RP into the static storm. But look, there's Merchant. He's in, as well as the Nimbus, but it's not really going to do anything. Scroats hits the solo Hobo Dragon. Oh no, he hit Vay as well. That's really good news for them. He's silenced. The Weaver is silenced. He could die. He's been dusted. He's going to time-lapse it off. He's fine. Pandaris running again. He's BKB'd. He needs to fight, but he can't fight against Vay, who's just way too big, and he hits like a train. All aboard the Vay Express. 1-0 to Le Voyage. That's going to be it here in Game 1, and Game 2 will be coming up very shortly, so I hope that you join me then. See if Mavs can bring this one back to a 1-1 series, or see if Le Voyage continue their strong run and take this 2-0.